Hello everyone. This week we'll be starting with particles as I told you the last week. So this is in the page number 16 in the material given in the description box. So first of all, I'll introduce to you guys the particles we have. The first one is nin and un. Nin and un is literally the same meaning. It is both of them are topic particles. But then where you use it depends on the subject you use it after. I'll be talking about that in today's class. The next one is ga and e. Once again, ga and e is also the same thing, but then the situations you use it depends on some conjugation rules, which I'll be explaining next week. The next one is do. Do is an additive particle, and that is the only additive particle we have. And when I say additive particle, I mean something like to, that is TOO2. Like suppose you're saying, I am a student too. How would you say that? So I'll be explaining that in today's class too. The next one is rur and ur. Rur and ur, once again, they're both the same things, and it is one of the subject particles we have. So I'll be, they are part of the object particles, I'm sorry. The next one is a. A or a saw. We have two things that are used interchangeably like that, and they are the time and place particles. One thing is that do, a, dir, that is, dir is a plural particle. So these three particles, it is compulsory for you to use them wherever you have them. But then, nin, in, ga, e, r. These three sets of particles, it is okay to take off that particles when you are speaking. Like when you're writing, you have to use those particles, but then when you're speaking, you would find a lot of people, not a lot of people, like most of the people, like all of the people in Korea skipping particles when they talk. So that's a very normal thing, and that's absolutely all right. It's correct to do that. So now I'll be going into the lesson. So today it's topic particles for us, that is nin and un. So topic nin, un and ga, e, these two sets include subject particles. And rur, this one is the object particle. So we have two sets like that. Now I'll start with an example. The first one is 나는 학생이다. Na means I. Na is the subject here, and 는 is the particle there. So be very careful. 는 or un, that is the topic particles, they follow the subject. They always follow the subject. And that's the same for ga and e. So subject particles are called subject particles because they are used to represent the subject particles, and used to represent the subject, and they are used after the subject. So 나는 학생이다. So 는 is attached here to indicate that we are talking about na, and na means I. So we are talking about I here. So 는 is an indication like that. 학생 means student. So we are saying that I am a student. We are not talking about anyone else. We are talking about na. So that's what we are indicating here. Now we'll see an example of where and how to use do. 나도 학생이다. So we are saying I am also a student, or you could say I'm a student too. So as I told earlier, do indicates to. TOO2. And ida is like used at the last to give a completion to the sentence. You'll understand that as we go further in our lessons. You'll see how that works. So 나는 학생이다, 나도 학생이다. Nin, in, and ga, e. I told you these are used after the subject, but then there are no restrictions like that for do, that is our adjective particle. You don't have restrictions like that for do. Do is used wherever it is required. That's how it works. Now, nin and in. So I hope that you guys remember that I taught you guys about bachim in the last few classes. So it is very important to know what a bachim is, because I'll be continuously talking about bachim as we go through the conjugation rules for each new thing that we learn each week. So if you haven't learned or know what a bachim is, I would recommend that you look into the earlier classes before you look into this class. And for those who haven't seen the classes, I have put the link of the playlist of all the classes we have had in English up until now in order in the description box, so you could look into that. So back to the lesson. So nin is used when the subject that is preceding it does not have a bachim. Once again, when the subject preceding nin does not have a bachim, we go for nin. As I told, nin and in means the same. So it is used in the same places except for the fact that nin is preceded by subjects that do not have a bachim, and in is preceded by subjects that have a bachim. And if you don't understand, we'll look into an example. The one we saw earlier, I am, na, nin. Nin is literally like you have is in sentences. He is doing that, that person is doing this. So literally that is kind of thing. Am literally means is, right? In English, we just change it to am when we have I there. So like that, na nin, it's literally like I is. So na does not have anything in position number 3 here. That means it does not have a bachim. So you say na nin. And where does in come? For example, we have a word called saram. Saram means person. Be very careful. The word sarang that you hear commonly in dramas, songs, and all those like that. Sarang means love, while saram means person. The difference is sarang has ing as bachim, ing or no sound, whatever you would call it, and saram has mim as bachim, ma is the bachim coming here. So what happens is that when you have a bachim here, you would add in instead of nin, because if you add nin, you literally have to say saram nin, saram nin, saram nin. All like each and every time you're like saying a sentence like that, it would be very hard to say saram nin, saram nin. Instead of that, when you say saramin, there's something like a freely flowing water kind of flow there. So that's the reason why King Sejong made such an arrangement. So Saramun, even though it is written as Sa-ram-un, it is read as Sa-ra-mun. Hope you understand the difference. Now we will be looking at some example sentences that we have here. The first one is what we saw earlier, 나는 학생이다. The next one is 그는 친절하다. 그 means I have told you already. 그 is like a pronoun for males, and 그녀 is a pronoun to indicate females. So you can take 그 as he. So 그는 친절하다. 친절하다 means kind. 이것은 연필이다. 이것 means this. 연필 means pencil. 이다 is used there to complete the sentence. So 이다 here, 이것 here has a bachim. Like she is coming as a bachim here. That's why you have 은 following it. The next one is 하늘. 하늘은 높다. 하늘 means sky, 높다 means high. So 하늘은, once again you have 받침 here, so you have 은 following 하늘. Next one, 그녀는 공부한다. So she is 공부. 공부 means study. 공부하다 means study. So you have a nian under hada. So it becomes handa. I have told you in the earlier classes that if you have a nian under verbs like handa, like this, it means that the tense there is present continuous, that is she is studying or she studies, something like that. 저는 갔다. So John is a name here, and then you have 갔다. 갔다 means it is a past tense of went. And how can you know that it is past tense? See that you have a 상시읒. 상시읒 as 받침 here before the last da there. So when you see a 받침 상시읒 like that, when you see 상시읒 coming as 받침 like that before the last part of the sentence, that is da that you use to end the sentence. If you have something like that there, then it means that the sentence is in 과거 시제. 과거 시제 or past tense. 과거 means past and 시제 means tense. So 과거 시제. 영수는 먹었다. So 영수 is a male Korean name. So 영수는 먹었다. Once again, you have a 상시읒 preceding the last da. I mean, 상시읒 as 받침 preceding the da. So that's how you understand that it is not eat and it is ate. So 영수는 먹었다. 영수 ate. That's what is given here. So I hope you understood what was taught today. In the next class, we'll be looking at the identifier particle ga and e. And if you have any doubts, don't hesitate to put them in the comment box. You can also make your own example sentences, and I'll be checking those if there are any mistakes or not, or if you have done a good job or not. I'll be checking that personally. So yeah, hope you have a Merry Christmas and a good time studying the language. Thank you.